Good morning, children. This is class 8 science, chapter 12, chemical effects of electric current. So this is our second class, chemical effect of electric current. What do we mean by that? Now, when we pass current through a solution, so on passing solution of either acids, bases or salts, which we know which they can conduct electricity, means if current passes through acids, base or salts, then the current will pass through them and the bulb will glow. So on passing current through the solution of an electrolyte, there it causes some changes, some chemical changes, and these chemical changes are known as the chemical effects of current. Now, what type of chemical changes it can cause on passing current? What can happen to the solution? So, these are the few chemical effects which have been observed. First is the bubbles of gas has been observed near the electrodes. Is on passing current through the solution, through an electrode, through an electrolyte solution, you may see bubbles, right? The seeing of bubbles, the evolution of bubbles is the indication of chemical change. Then you might see that on passing current, the color of your electrolyte changes. So as the color changes, we can say that a chemical change has occurred. Right, beta? Next is, you can see that some metals gets deposited on the electrolyte. So deposition of metals on the electrode. So if you immerse two metal plates in the electrolyte solution, then you will see that one of the rod, it becomes thick. Why does it become thick? Because some metal has got deposited on it. So this also indicates a chemical change. So all these changes are the chemical effects of electric current when the current is passed through an electrolyte. जब आप current किसी solution में से pass करते हैं, then you may see that the bubbles are evolved of the gas, or you may see the color of the electrolyte solution changes, or you may see that the rod becomes thick, means some metal has got deposited on it. So these all are under chemical effects. So chemical effects, it depends upon the conducting solution, means what type of solution you have used. You have used acid, base, what type of solution, and plus it depends upon the electrodes. Electrodes are your two metal rods which you are going to dip in the solution. Right, children? So these are your chemical effect. So what is chemical effect of current? Chemical effect of current is the chemical change that has occurred on passing current through a conducting solution. जब आप current pass करते हो conducting solution में, conducting solution कौन सा होता है? We know it's acid, base and salts. So when we pass current through the conducting solution, there occurs some chemical change in the solution, which is known as the chemical effect of electric current. Right, children? Now, a neutral atom. If we talk about an atom, it has in the nucleus, it has protons and neutrons, and around the nucleus, electrons are moving round and round, right? But in a neutral atom means no charge. पॉजिटिव चार्ज भी नहीं है उसके पास, नेगेटिव चार्ज भी नहीं है. ऐसी बात नहीं है that it does not have any charge. These protons, they are positively charged. These electrons, they are negatively charged. It does not mean कि उसके पास प्रोटॉन भी नहीं है और इलेक्ट्रॉन भी नहीं है, इसीलिए वो न्यूट्रल है, इसीलिए उसका जो चार्ज है that is zero. No, Because it has equal number of protons and electrons. If this atom has 10 protons and 10 neutrons, so neutrons का charge negative होता है, neutrons are negatively charged, and protons का charge होता है positive. तो इसके पास plus 10 charge भी है और minus 10 charge भी है. And you have done in your maths that plus 10 minus 10 is 0. So the atom, the neutral atom has equal number of protons and neutrons, right, Shubh? Okay, it has equal number of protons and neutrons. Now this was about neutral atom, but there are some particles which are also known as ions. Ions, right? Ions are formed from the atom. How are ions formed from the atom? Let's see it. What happens is, beta, that an ion is a charged particle. Ion neutral atom की तरह neutral नहीं होता. It has some charge. Okay, अगर उसके पास charge है, it means now the number of protons and number of electrons are not equal. Right now they are not equal. So only it is a charged particle. Right? So what is an ion? Ion is a charged particle which contains unequal protons and electrons. Means now it is not going to have 10 protons and 10 electrons. It might have 10 protons and 8 electrons. So now what is the charge? Now the charge is Shubh. It is 10 minus 8. That is plus 2 charge. So these are your ions. Ions are charged particles because they contain unequal number of protons and electrons. Now, so this is the definition for your ion. What is an ion? Ion is an atom with a charge. It is charged. How that charge has been produced? Either it has lost the electron or it has gained one or more electron. So ions are atoms which are charged. They have electric charge. How that charge they have got? By either losing or gaining one or more electrons. Right, beta? Let me show you pictorially. So here you can see that this is a ion. This is also a ion. Here you can see that this electron has left and it has gone away. So this atom has lost electron. So if one negative charge has gone, now this will be a positive ion क्योंकि उसका एक negative charge कम हो गया तो अब उसके पास positive charge ज़्यादा हो गया, right? Because one negative has left. So it forms positive ion by losing electron. And this atom, this electron comes here, आ गया इसके पास. Now it has got an excess electron. एक excess negative charge आ गया इसके पास. So by gaining electron, it forms a negative ion. So this is a positive ion and this is a negative ion. So positive ions are formed by losing electrons and negative ions are formed by gaining electrons because electrons are negatively charged particles, right? So ions are of two types, positive ions and negative ions. Okay, so we know that neutral charge means protons and electrons are equal. हमें पता है neutral में it is equal. But let's talk about the cations and anions. Cations, what are they? What I told you na, positive ion. Positive ion. Right, I'll just show you just a minute. See, this is a neutral atom. Here we can see this is a neutral atom. Now this atom loses one electron. Electron matlab negative charge has left. So now it becomes remains positive because एक negative इसका lose हो गया है, right? So it becomes positive ion, and this positive ion has got a name, and its name is cation. So your cations are your positive ion, which are formed by losing electrons. It may be one electron or it may be more than one electron, right beta? Next is your anions. What are anions? Let's see. Neutral atom, it gains electron. It either gains one or more electron. So it is gaining electron, and we know electron is what? Negative. Oh, negative particle. So it is gaining negative. So it will become negative now. So it becomes negative ion, and it has been shown. It has been named as anions. So anions are your negative ions. Anions are your negative ions. Right, beta? So your ions are of two types, cations and anions. So types of ions, this is the summary, cations and anions. Cations are your positive charges which are formed by losing electron, and anions are your negative charges which are formed by gaining electron, right? So here comes one more definition, that is ionization. So ionization is a process in which ions are formed. Ionization, Anshul, is a process in which ions are formed. So ionization is a process of formation of ions. So this is given in your book, ionization. Please go through it. Okay. So let's move towards the next. And next is, we are going to see the summary of cations and anions. Cations, it has lost the electron. Electron is negative charge. Negative charge lose किया, so it becomes positive. Positive means इसके पास क्या ज़्यादा होगा? It has more protons than electrons. It has more protons than electrons. And anions, it has gained electron. It has become negative. Oh, I am negative. They are anions. Negative कैसे बना? By gaining more electrons than protons. Right, children? Now children, the next very important topic is electrolysis, right? The word electrolysis, it can be broken into two parts. First is electro and the other word is lysis. So electro is electricity, means you are using electricity, and lysis is breakdown, means you are breaking the substance using electricity. So this is the definition of your electrolysis. You can go with this. The process of breakdown of substance using electricity is called electrolysis. Okay, so this is your electrolysis. Now, what happens in electrolysis? Let's see the other definition. Now we know that we are passing current through the solution, right? On passing current through the solution, it breaks down. The solution breaks down into positive and negative ions. For example, you are passing current through copper sulfate solution. Copper sulfate is CuSO4. है ना बेटा? You are passing current through a copper sulfate solution. For example, this is, and here is your CuSO4. And in this, you are passing current. In this, आपने current pass किया, and here is a bulb. Now, what will happen? This copper sulfate solution will get decomposed into ions. This CuSO4, which was initially neutral, it gets decomposed into Cu+2 and SO4-2. मतलब ये आपका बन गया पॉजिटिव आयन and this has got converted into negative ion. So this has become your Cu+2. So CuSO4 has got decomposed into Cu+2 ion and SO4-2 ion. So on passing current, what has happened? Decomposition, right? Decomposition किसका हुआ बेटा? Solution का. Into what? Into what did it decompose? It got decomposed into positive ion and negative ion. So this process is known as electrolysis. This is given on page number 201, second line. Page number 201 of your science books, second line. That is the process of decomposition of electrolyte solution. What was the electrolyte solution here, beta? CuSO4, right? So the process of decomposition of electrolyte solution into ions on passing current through them is called electrolysis. So this is the definition which you are going to learn, right? What happens? Decomposition. किसका decomposition होता है बेटा? Electrolyte solution जिसमें आप current pass कर रहे हो, right? Into ions on passing current is called electrolysis. Now, this is the part which we will cover today, and tomorrow we will continue after this. Very important, try to understand. See, this is we are taken one beaker, and inside the beaker we have put the electrolyte solution, right? Now, electrolyte solution you can take CuSO4. Suppose हमने इसमें CuSO4, or you can say NaCl, right? Common salt. NaCl salt का solution हमने नमक को में पानी we mixed water with salt and we have put that, right children? Okay. Fine. Okay. Now here we are having two plates, two metal plates, right? These two metal plates, and here we have connected a battery. यहाँ पे हमने एक battery connect कर दिया, right children? Now be very careful. Now when you are passing current through NaCl, the NaCl gets decomposed into Na plus and Cl minus. Na plus ion बन जाता है positive ion and Cl minus positive ions बन जाते हैं. So here you can see the positive ions, ये positive ions, these are what? Na plus. And this negative ions, green color, they are what? Cl minus. So decomposition हुआ बेटा. Now what happens? The positive ions, they are cations, है ना बेटा? Positive form cations बोल रहे थे. And the negative ions, Cl minus, they are what? Anions. Now be very careful. Here positive and here it is negative. यहाँ पे battery का positive terminal attach किया, यहाँ पे negative. So this is positive, right? Now what happens children? Here inside the solution we are having Na plus and Cl minus, right? So it is but obvious that Cl minus will move towards the positive plate. ये वाली जो positive terminal के साथ attached है, towards that the anion, that is the negative ion, chlorine, will move towards that because we know positive and negative attract each other. Yes, beta. So what happens over here? Na plus is attracted towards the negative plate because this is connected to the negative of the battery, and Cl minus ions are attracted towards the positive plate, right? They will move towards them, right? And as they move towards them, they will be collected over here. यहाँ पे बहुत सारे Cl minus आके collect हो जाएंगे, and on this plate we will have a number of Na plus being collected, right beta? Now here is your definition for anode. What is anode? If you see, anode is a positive electrode because positive of battery is connected, but what gets collected on it? Cl minus, मतलब negative ion collect हुआ ना बेटा? Where the negative ion gets collected is called anode. Similarly beta, cathode. Cathode is this side. Cathode is what? It is connected to the negative of the battery cell. Negative के साथ connected है. So it is a negative electrode. Where what is getting collected? We know positive Na ions. So where positive ions get collected is known as cathode. It is known as cathode. So be very, very precise with this. Anode and cathode. Simply anode are positive electrodes where they are connected to the positive of the battery, and on positive who will collect? Negative, because positive and negative attract each other, right? So if you want to remember this, then there is a trick to remember this, and that is don't panic, right? So the same concept of don't panic we are going to use to learn the concept of anode and cathode. So don't panic. In don't panic, P stands for positive, A stands for anode, N stands for negative, and I stands for ease, and C stands for cathode. Let me explain you. Positive is anode. Positive is anode. मतलब जो बैटरी के पॉजिटिव के साथ कनेक्टेड है, that is what बेटा, देखो ये बैटरी के पॉजिटिव के साथ, so this is what anode. NiC, negative is cathode, and battery के negative के साथ, the terminal, the rod, the plate which is connected is cathode. So this is the trick to remember the anode and cathode. Okay, children, this is it.